Good morning. This is Erwin St. Rose reporting for WKEJ News in Chicago. In local news, Democratic presidential frontrunner Hillary Rodham Clinton is making her second fundraising visit to Chicago today, attending an event at the helm of securities trader Rajiv Fernando. Fernando has been a major campaign fundraising bundler for President Barack Obama and also has been a donor to Mayor Rahm Emanuel and the foundation headed by Clinton's husband, former President Bill Clinton. Similar to her previous events in Chicago in May, Clinton is asking for $2,700 per person to the event, according to the invitation. By bundling 10 people to attend, a person will become a co-host. Those who put together $50,000 in invitees are labeled hosts for the event and become members of her Hill Starters bundling team. Fernando, who founded the high-speed securities trading firm Charter Trading, has emerged as a player on the national and local stage as a major political donor to Democrats. He bundled more than $100,000 for Obama in the president's last bid for the White House and contributed $500,000 to $1 million to the Clinton Foundation. In the business world, the Chicago Bulls led the NBA in attendance for a sixth consecutive season. The NBA set a league-wide attendance record during the 2014-2015 season, with the Bulls and the LeBron James-led Cavaliers leading the way. There were 21,926,548 total fans in attendance this season, eclipsing the previous mark of 21,841,480 set in 2006-2007. Average league attendance was 17,826, while the Bulls saw 21,343 per game, thanks to the spacious United Center. The Bulls had 875,091 total fans during 41 home games. The league also set regular season records this year for average attendance, sellouts, and average arena capacity. Average attendance for the league was 17,826 per game, and surpassed the 2006-07 record of 17,757 fans per game. Another sign of a robust season at the gate. A total of 700 games sold out, exceeding the previous record of 676 sellouts set 20 years ago. In terms of how full venues were, NBA arenas are filled to a record 94% average arena capacity, marking the 11th straight season at 90% capacity or higher. In world news, the World Bank has pledged $2.1 billion to help rebuild northeastern parts of Nigeria, wrecked by years of Boko Haram militancy. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari says. Mr. Buhari was speaking in Washington at talks with World Bank officials. He said priority must be given to rebuilding infrastructure and helping those displaced by the conflict. More than 1 million people have also been displaced by the insurgency. On Monday, U.S. President Barack Obama pledged his support for Mr. Buhari in the campaign against Boko Haram. The U.S. has committed $5 million to the fight against the insurgents since the Nigerian leader was elected earlier this year. In a statement released today, Mr. Buhari urged the World Bank to send a team to Nigeria to assess how to spend the funds. The money is expected to be given in the form of a loan, which will be interest-free for the first 10 years. Extreme poverty and neglect in northern eastern Nigeria is thought to have fueled the rise of Islamic extremism and given Boko Haram broader appeal. In sports news, Floyd Mayweather's opponent for September 12 bout, more than likely his last fight ever, will be Andre Berto. If the report is true, it confirms a popular theory held by many that Mayweather has been selectively choosing easy opponents in order to protect his undefeated record. Andre Berto has no business getting in the same ring as Floyd Mayweather. He may be 30-3 during his career, but he's 3-3 in his past 6 fights. Floyd Mayweather Sr. said, "Floyd told me he just wants to get a couple easy fights. If he really wants to prove himself as the best player ever, there are a plethora of more dangerous fighters he could face. The real pipe dream would be Gennady Golovkin. That's the fight everybody in the world deserves to see." Mayweather, 5'8", is a top-ranked fighter on the welterweight 147-pound limit, while Gol- Golovkin 5'10" is rated the best in the middleweight 160-pound category. What's stopping the fight? The Mayweather camp for one. They're unwilling to climb the scales to fight the Kazakh. A credit to his team's careful management, but a tragedy for a fighter capable of so much more. In national news, General tapped the general tapped to be the next Army Chief of Staff said today that arming soldiers at recruiting stations could be a consideration if all legal challenges were met. General, General Mark Milley, responding to questions about mil- military, confirmed that directed recruiting centers across the country step up security measures in the wake of the deadly shooting rampage at two Tennessee installations that claimed the lives of four U.S. Marines and a Navy sailor. The National Guard is a rare exception of military personnel who can be armed off base. After the governor's decision to arm guardsmen, Florida Governor Rick Scott took it a step further when he signed an executive order to relocate six recruiting centers to armories. As governor, Scott oversees the Florida National Guard and can act without federal involvement. He also ordered officers to make sure all full-time members of the Guard are armed in the interest of immediately securing Florida National Guardsmen who are being targeted by ISIS. This has been Erwin St. Rose reporting for WKEJ News in Chicago. Have a great day. Until next time, Chicago.